Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I decided to make a video on the experimental 1.18 update because in my opinion it looks absolutely incredible. I just want to cover some of my favorite things within this update because really I think this has the potential to be the best update Minecraft has ever received. It truly meets and really surpasses most of my expectations for the 1.18 update, and I'm so excited to see where this is going to lead in the future. And anyways, let's go ahead and check it out. So in case you weren't aware, an experimental snapshot was released a few days ago, which includes a lot of the new features that we're going to see in the 1.18 update. And this most notably includes vastly improved mountains and caves, along with an increased height and depth limit in the world. And let me tell you, the results so far look absolutely spectacular. I had high hopes for this update because it's essentially exactly what I've wanted, particularly the cave update portion of it, and so far it has definitely lived up to my expectations. This update fixes one of the biggest issues I have with current Minecraft, and that issue is the fact that the terrain generation just never really surprises me anymore. And what I mean by that is whenever I'm exploring a world now, I never come across anything that really appears particularly special. Everything within its own biome just kind of looks the same. And it's been this way for quite some time now. I can't remember exactly what update made this change. I believe it was 1.7, but before that, when I would explore worlds, there was all kinds of awesome stuff you would run into. The terrain generation was just a lot more unpredictable back then. And while many improvements have been made to Minecraft since those days, I would say that the terrain generation was just a bit more fun. But as I mentioned, 1.18 truly fixes this issue I have. I've played around with this new terrain generation for several hours now, and finally I'm coming across stuff that actually makes me excited. And this is something that hasn't happened in vanilla Minecraft in such a long time now. So I'm very happy that it looks like terrain is finally going to be generated in a way once again that actually causes unique and exciting things to happen. So now I'm going to first turn my attention to the mountains in particular, which have been upgraded from average at best to something that looks like it's straight out of a Minecraft trailer. The difference is truly night and day, and I can tell that these mountains are going to be a lot more interesting to explore. And I wouldn't say the current mountains are particularly bad. They're just not very good. There's nothing special about them. They all kind of look the same, and these new mountains have done a great job of changing that. And this new mountain generation is probably my favorite I've seen from anywhere available in Minecraft, including mods. One mod in particular that I would say is at least up there with it is Terraforged, but I think that's a little too realistic looking for vanilla Minecraft, and you kind of have to play at a high render distance just for it to look good. But these new mountains have really struck a perfect balance between looking good and still being able to play on lower render distances to enjoy them. So yeah, I'm very excited for these new mountains. They look amazing and far better than the mountains did before. And yeah, I would still consider this portion of the update to probably be the third most essential portion. And I mean, that's just how huge and awesome this update's gonna be. And the next feature I'll be taking a look at is the improved caves. Now, I would say the current caves we have in Minecraft at the moment are easily the most boring and dull part of the game at the moment. The only other thing that competed with them before was the oceans, but those are now amazing, so that's been knocked out, and now the caves are finally being renovated. A cave update has easily been on my list of things I want most from Minecraft for several years now, and we're finally getting it. I mean, honestly, pretty much the only interesting part of the caves currently is ravines. And even then, after you've seen a few ravines, they're really nothing special as they're generally pretty similar. I know I mentioned before that the mountains in the current version are quite boring, but honestly, compared to the caves, they're incredible. And at least 1.17 made some progress towards making caves at least somewhat interesting, but 1.18 is taking it to the level that I've truly wanted to see it. These new caves shouldn't even be compared to the old ones. They don't even belong on the same scale. The new cave generation allows for far bigger caves, way more variety, and actually has stuff in it, so that's a bonus. The generation reminds me quite a bit of the Young's Better Caves mod, although I would still say it's even a bit better. Young's Caves also do a great job, although there's just a bit more variety to these new ones and some awesome generation features, and plus Young's Caves couldn't really take advantage of the new depth limit. But truly, these new caves can be at a scale that you honestly don't even really see from modded Minecraft. I mean, here's an example of a just massive cavern filled to the brim with foliage, and it just looks like nothing we've ever seen in vanilla Minecraft before. Nothing's ever came even close. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if when the official update releases, they cut down on it just a little bit, because these giant caves aren't all that uncommon. And I would be fine if it went went either way, because having a bunch of them just makes it so you can run into all these cool caves more often, but if they're a bit more rare, then it makes it more special to come across them. But truly, it is wild how big some of these caves can get. Take this one for example, it literally looks like there's some kind of hidden civilization just underground. I wouldn't be surprised if when I entered this place there was just a village in there. Honestly, that's a pretty good mod idea. But it's just so cool to come across these things, and I hope Mojang doesn't decide to get rid of a lot of this, but I could see them potentially taking it back a little bit if performance is an issue. And here's an example of just how awesome the variety of these caves can be. Here I found what's kind of like a ravine, except rather than ending at the top, it slopes away until it's almost flat. The caves are just so much more unpredictable with this update, and that's honestly something I love to see. Making things unpredictable is, in my opinion, one of the best things you can do in a randomly generated world, because once things start to become repetitive is when it becomes a little bit boring. And here's another example of some of the variety you can get from these new caves. Here you can see that this particular cave is completely submerged in water, and this will be just yet another amazing area to explore. So just as the mountains portion of this update completely met my expectations, the caves do just as well. And the two portions of this update also work together in very interesting ways. In fact, you'll find that the caves can generate pretty much to the very top of the mountains. And both of these major additions completely tie in to the third major addition of this update. The lowest point of the world you can reach has been lowered all the way down to -64, and the highest point you can reach has been increased all the way to 320. And this is a huge difference in just how far you can go both up and down inside of your world. The previous building limit was between 0 and 256, and here I'll quickly demonstrate just how high the world is now. So anyway, now that I've shown you a good portion of this update's features, I figured I'd show you an easy way to try it out for yourself. So this is one of my favorite ways regardless to install Minecraft mods and other things in general, and all you're gonna have to do is go to multimc.org and scroll down and click download for whichever version you're gonna be using, and then open up the program. It'll look something like this, and create a profile. And what you can do in order to get this new version is click create instance and then click on experiments, and you'll be able to see 1.18 experimental. And this is a bit easier way to install it rather than having to open up particular folders, because all you have to do is just click OK and it will have this profile ready for you. You can make a few edits to it if you'd like. For example, you can change how much RAM you will have running with it and the size of the window, but other than that all you have to do is just click launch. Just make sure you have the newest version of Java installed. So there you have it. In my opinion, we're looking at what could go down as one of the best Minecraft updates of all time, if not the best. And Mojang has really been killing it lately. Ever since the 1.13 update, all of the updates have at least been pretty good. And a good amount of those, such as 1.13, 1.14, and 1.16, I consider to be some of the best updates they've had. And in the future, I'm very excited to see 1.18 take its spot among those updates. Alright, that'll do it for this video, and let me know what you thought about this experimental snapshot in the comments below. As you can probably guess, I'm a massive fan of it, and I really do believe it will be one of the best updates, and probably the best one, at least in my opinion. I mean, after all, it's making 3 huge changes to the game, all of them amazing. And anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and until next time, thanks for watching.